guys, this is Dana, and this is episode number 57 of the Ask a Question show, the show in which you ask a question about any type of narcissistic or otherwise abusive or toxic relationship or situation, and I, along with the rest of the community here, will do our very best to help answer it. Our goal is to give you the feedback and the support that you need so that you can move forward in getting all of the clarity, closure, and healing possible. Today's question comes from Anonymous, and Anonymous asks, Dear Dana, do you have any top tips or strategies or ideas on how to move forward? It's been over 6 months now, and I still feel really stuck. Thanks. So, okay. Yes, actually, I do. I have about 5 tips in all that I want to go through and cover in this video. But before I get into that, I just want you to know that the way that you feel, that feeling of feeling stuck, of still missing them, of being in that holding pattern in your life, totally normal. Like, totally normal. These relationships, a relationship with a narcissist or a sociopath or manipulative or toxic person, really does a number on a person because it's so confusing as to try to figure out what exactly happened. So, okay, so here are my top 5 points on how to move forward. Point number 1, having awareness of what's going on. And I know that sounds super basic, but there is a term, it's called cognitive dissonance. And cognitive dissonance is really what keeps people stuck in these relationships, and really it's why we don't change in general. If we're trying to change any kind of bad habit out there and we're not able to, it's because of cognitive dissonance. So it's a really cool concept, and once you can really understand what it is, then you can be aware of it and you can bypass it when it starts to surface in your life, and it can just radically change your life in so many different ways, not just with this relationship but in general. So awareness of what's going on. So, and what I mean by that is awareness of kind of that this person's problematic or has some problematic behavior, and that this relationship is problematic and it's toxic for you. So, the second part of this is acceptance of what's going on and of what's been going on and what probably will continue to go on. And again, this also has to do with cognitive dissonance. And once we can fully accept that, yes, this is a very toxic situation, this person has a lot of toxic behavior, and we give up the idea of trying to change them. We let go of that they will somehow, given enough time or love or therapy or rehab, somehow be the person that we really need them to be. And this is hard. This is really hard to let go, especially when you're dealing with somebody that's highly manipulative, because they have so many different sides to themselves. And a lot of us victims want to hold on to what is good. We're looking at what's good in this person, and we see, man, this person could be really a fantastic human being and a great partner if they would just, quit drinking and quit cheating and quit lying and quit stealing and quit, and so on and so on and so on and so on. But if it's a pattern of behavior, if they don't have a sincere desire to change, if they're not motivated to change, they're probably not going to change. And you could spend decades waiting for them to change and just really spend your whole life hoping that you could possibly have this relationship that you want with this person. And this is really, really tragic. We have to deal with what is, and we have to accept what is, and then take appropriate action to move forward. So the third point I want to talk about has to do with boundaries. And so it's important that we develop healthy boundaries and standards so we don't have this toxic behavior continue in our lives. And when these relationships end, one thing that's really common for an abusive or manipulative person to do is it's called hoovering. And I'll link to it here above. And it's where they will kind of, use any number of like guilt and pity and love and hope and promises of change to suck their victim back into the relationship. If we can anticipate hoovering, and if you can anticipate as much as you possibly can, the better off you're going to be. And so that brings me to another point here that has to do with kind of anticipation and boundaries and how to steer clear of this person and getting tangled up with them again. So this has to do with this list, and I call this concept or this list for when you miss him or her, depending on the gender of this toxic person. And so what this list is it's a bullet point. It's a list written in bullet points that you can easily pick up and scan when you have those feelings of nostalgia kicking in and you think, well, I really want to try to make it work, even though this person's has made no attempts to change. But if you're feeling that nostalgia, if you're trying, well, maybe I'll give them another chance. Maybe this time they won't let me down. This list will really snap you out of, and that's not nostalgia. That's cognitive dissonance. But it feels like nostalgia. When that happens, this list is great at kind of keeping us back into that stage of acceptance and awareness of, yes, this is exactly a problem, and here's exactly why. Because now you have it in bullet points and you have it really spelled out, like in very clear terms as far as what happened. So if this person cheated, lied, and stole from you, that you're going to put in there, John stole $3,000 from my savings account and then denied it. John is never ever says he's sorry. John has no sincere desire to change. I've caught him cheating 4 different times now. He's been texting women through Tinder. He's on Tinder, right? He has all of these female friend, like quote unquote friends on Facebook. There's all kinds of squirrely behavior. He's everything. Whenever we fight, he always spins it back to where it's my fault. He drinks more than I'm comfortable with. He lies about everything. So you're going to put all of this in bullet points. And so when you do find yourself missing John or whoever, then you're going to read this list and be like, right, okay, that right there is why I'm not going to go back. And that will help you to stay focused and not get derailed and get back into this relationship again. So, okay, point number 4 has to do with the term that's called empty buckets. And this is just a concept that came up in the support group one day. It's a fantastic concept. I'm going to link to another video about that. And basically, it's where you are not relying on another person for your happiness or for affection or attention or love or significance or importance or safety or security. So you're meeting all of those basic emotional or physical needs yourself. And so basically you're getting out there and you are having a great life. You are developing hobbies. You're going out with friends. You're keeping yourself really busy in very positive ways. And you will find that the more energy you pour into getting those needs met yourself and getting them met in really healthy ways, the less you're going to miss all of that toxicity and all of those unhealthy ways that you were getting those needs met before. And here's kind of the last point. It has to do with support. Support is huge, huge. I wish I would have discovered support groups years and years ago. It is very validating to talk to other people who believe you. I mean, you can tell everybody the whole truth. Nobody's going to even question you because we've all been there. We've done that. We know how wild and crazy these relationships are, how Lifetime TV movie they really are. And so it's really validating to hear that these other people can keep you on track too, because we've all been there, done that. And whereas maybe well-intentioned friends or other people in your life might be humoring you and saying, well, maybe this time this person really has changed. Maybe you should give him another chance. No, the support group's going to say, they're going to keep it real with you. And they're going to say, okay, but let's examine this. And you've gone back now. How many times? And has this person changed? And it's a great way to get feedback and support and the kind of accountability. And using this group as like a sounding board for anything that you're thinking about, because it's thousands of people that have been there, done that. And so I'm going to link to my support group, but like I always recommend to people, join a few because each group is a little bit different and it's run a little bit differently and you might click with one group better than the other and so on. So this is all about you getting the help that you need and finding the tools out in the world that help you with that. So that's what I have for you. I'll be really curious to see what everybody else in the community has to say. And as always, lots of love to you guys. You're not alone. You're not crazy, and you really can heal from this. So take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.